everybody. So we're going to do another jump, and we're jumping in a lovely drop zone in Pennsylvania, one of my favorite places. We're going to do a long spot. This place is called Hazelton. Okay. So waiting to jump. We obviously must be a boogie because they don't normally have a twin otter at Hazelton. So nice long spot, just the way Don Kellner likes it. All right, we're out of the plane. Belly to earth. See the drop zone behind me. Altimeter check 8,500 feet. I wish I could turn in free fall, but the simulator is not for free fall. It's just kind of fun to free fall, in my opinion. 63, waving off, reaching, pulling. Haha. Okay, so first things first, check the parachute. Looks good. Does it turn? Yep. Does it flare? You can see the pilot chute back there, at least I can. I talked to the designer that I think that it's a good idea to widen the field so it's a little bit more wide angle, because there's a lot that I see that you can't see. Alright, so I'm heading back right now. So I'm going to apply brakes to extend my glide, right, so that I can go a bit further. And yeah, so I can see my ground speed is quite fast right now. And if I look at the target, I can see that I'm looking good. That I'm on a path to overshoot. So now I'm going to use some of these tools so that you can see. Number one, straight down, that's where I am. Alright, so that's my location, and you can see the ground speed. Now if I add brakes, see the ground speed does reduce, right? But that's not exactly what's happening here, because I'm also being carried by the wind. So I'm going to add here the landing point. So you can see way over there, there's that green spot. That's where I'm going to land if I don't turn. So now I add brakes, and look where it goes. Further out, really far, just because I added brakes. Look at that, by adding deep brakes. So now let's let them back up, and let's notice how it responds. Right, so I'm definitely on a path to overshoot. And if you find yourself at this angle on a windy day, upwind of the target, I definitely recommend going to brakes, 90 degrees off the wind line. If you notice, as I add brakes, see the direction of motion. No brakes. Now look at the direction of motion. Right, so it changes the angle of crab just by adding brakes. So now I'm going to turn into the wind, check my ground speed, and that green mark will also help indicate where I would land. On an actual skydive, I find it's pretty easy, personally, to find this point. If I hold my eyes nice and still, I can see where the point on the ground that's not moving. Now I'm adding brakes, and notice the point on the ground that's not moving, that green spot, is moving closer to me, closer, because I'm reducing ground speed. Now look at the arrow. Can you see that? The arrow is moving backwards. And if I turn a little bit, you can see that where I'm going to is way over there now. So now I'm going to turn back towards the target, check an altimeter, 1,800 feet. So I'm playing it real safe here. I'm staying on the high side, is what I call it, upwind of the target. And I'm going to fly a left-hand traffic circuit so I don't go over the runway. That's wise. On a no-wind day, I would cross the wind line from 1,200 feet right over the target. That's what I call my pre-base leg. But since it's so windy, I'm going to make my turn nice and early in the back here. So I'm a little bit high, so I'm going to hold some brakes and hang out here for a moment. And now 1,200 feet. Alright, so this is pretty good. So if you notice the crab angle of my body, and the ground speed is moving, there we go, perpendicular, even though my heading is not the same as my ground speed. So now I'm turning to downwind, and I'm not gonna, you see it kind of looks creepy going down the road that I'm so far offset. But what I'm gonna do, since it is windy, I'm gonna start the turn just a little bit early, and I'm gonna go across here. Now, as I cut across here, I'm looking at the target, anticipating the angle, but I can't quite see if I'm going to overshoot or not. 400 feet, 300, and I'm turning to final. And I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to look at the target and see if I'm going to overshoot. Yeah, I was going to overshoot just a little. So I'm going to brake somewhat. And that point that's not moving, that green spot, is the target. So right now, I'm looking awesome. Alright, so I'm going to sink it down. I'm going to go a little bit deeper. And the reason why I'm going to go a little deeper is to undershoot just a hair so that I can let up and then flare. Alright, so I'm going to let it up and now flare. Oh, I oscillated away from the target a little. It's a little rolly. Yeah, not bad. Okay, so 10 feet from the target, 4 feet down. That's the most important feet. Right, the vertical landing speed, that's the down, and the horizontal 5 forward. Not bad. Not bad. If I hadn't oscillated in my flare, I would be right there where I want to be. Cool, right? So welcome to Hazelton. It's a nice place. Wonderful people. Don and Darlene are the salt of the earth. Just awesome folks. I hope you get to go jump with them. Thanks for joining.
There we go. Test jump on the world's first Renegade 120. Whoopee! So I'm going to let it fall a little while. Get some speed. Yeah, that's not too bad. I like that opening. That was beautiful. All right, I want to make a shout out to my friend Melanie Lopez from I just gave a series of talks at the Langley Park Elementary School. It was really fun. Let's see how this thing front risers. Feels good. Brakes. Feels nice. Can I stall it? Yep, just barely. That feels pretty good. I like the way it feels. Alright, let's try flaring in the turn. Yep, that feels good. Altitude is 4,500 feet. Oh, wow, that's nice. I'm going to do some brakes and some more aggressive front riser straights. Tail looks good. Brakes. Oh, it's pretty light on the fronts. Interesting. Lighter than I thought it would be. Double fronts. Turning. Yeah. Wow. I like this parachute. Wow. Yeah, it's really kind of an exciting thing when you're jumping a parachute that's never been flown before. And now, point of no return. So I'm not going to cut it away. Oh. I find that the secret to dealing with the stress, dealing with the fear, is to hold your eyes still, to breathe big and slow, to stay really relaxed, you know, in every way, physically, but also staying relaxed mentally. which means holding the moment, with kind of a gentle sensation of comfort, of safety. Got my class out there, so they want to watch me hit the target. And so I'm going to have to do that. Woohoo! Yay!